The Tall Knight, or Elijah Braun, was a TikTok creator who had over 1 million followers. His content was mostly positive and consisted of him doing his little dance and occasionally posting thirst traps. Everything was fine for the Tall Knight until things took a turn for the worst. From lying about being homeless to talking to underage girls, this is the story of the Tall Knight. The Tall Knight had a pretty good social fan base. With over 1 million followers, I'd say he's doing pretty good for himself. The reason being for this massive following was because of his likable and relatable content. His most viewed videos, though, came from him doing his dance. He gained lots of views from these types of videos, and I mean, why wouldn't he? It's relatable content. Who's not going to like the video? Anyways, the Tall Knight was doing good for himself until he posted this video.
Please don't scroll. I need help. I just got kicked out. I'm homeless now. I have nowhere to go. This is how much money I have to my name right now. I'm sorry. I know you want to scroll. I know it's so easy to just keep going, and I would not be doing this unless it was a last resort. I swear to God, I've wanted to do this sooner because I haven't made enough money. I don't make enough money to eat every day, but I never came to you guys asking for money. I never came to you asking for help because I just wanted to make you guys good content. I wanted to spread positivity because TikTok is such a toxic cesspool of negativity, and I try to bring good vibes, and I'm fucked.
In that video, he claimed that he was about to be homeless because he was kicked out of his home and had nowhere else to go, and said that he had no other choice but to ask his fans for help. Now, him being a likable and positive content creator, fans of course rushed in to donate to his cause, which led the Tall Knight to gain around $14,000 to get himself a home, which he did. He purchased a temporary apartment.
Oh my God. I'm shaking. Okay, update. For first things first, my best friend's parents are letting us stay in their basement in the meantime. However, it's been an hour! An hour! Stop sending me money! I'll be okay! I just had to sit conflicted as I watched that number rise, because I know if I just turned off my phone and went to sleep, that number would continue to rise, and I probably would have woken up to God knows how much money, but I'm making the right decision right now. That's enough. Stop sending me money, alright? That's enough. I'll be okay.
The Tall Knight's brother-in-law, the Orthodox Maynor, who is a Christian, posted a video on his TikTok claiming that Elijah had been staying with him, his wife Savannah, and his kids. Elijah being the Tall Knight. I'm just going to call the Tall Knight Elijah for now, because I don't feel like saying the Tall Knight after every sentence, while having Elijah's sword and helmet around the room for proof. Orthodox told Elijah that he had to leave by March 1st because Elijah invited his out-of-state girlfriend without even telling him, which in my opinion is a douchebag move. He also caught Elijah and his girlfriend hooking up in their room, which they said was not Christian while the kids were still in the house, which I have to agree with.
So people are doubting if I'm Tall Knight's roommate. God, that thing's annoying. Yeah, I am. Come look. Story time. So this is Tall Knight, aka Elijah's room. In my house, his sword, Japanese wall scrolls, the computer, for proof. So I had let Elijah live with me since he turned 18, with me and my wife and my children. The understanding was that he was to be a normal house guest, operate under the understanding that this is my house. He lives here as a guest, does pay rent, not a lot, but he was to live here because we took him in. Now, the incident in question happened because he decided that it was in his prerogative to fly up a girl from out of state to stay in my house with my children and me and my wife without asking first. That was the first red flag that I was upset about. He had had issues in the past, and I did not want that to repeat. So later that night, my wife came to, check on them. This is our house, to make sure our rules were being followed, and they were being very intimate, displaying very un-Christian-like values in my house with my children. Granted, we were very upset. We had asked him, he had promised, he had assured this wasn't going to happen, and it did anyway. I told him that I was very upset and that he had until March 1st to at least get things together, get things in order, and start finding a place. He was not homeless, he was not kicked out. He had to leave and the girl could not return, but he paid until March and was here until March. He then decided to make a video filming a suitcase on the ground here in our city. The suitcase is not even his, that he's homeless and has nothing. He did have money. He had enough to fly up a random girl to Maine. He had enough money for her ticket, but had nothing, and then is begging for thousands of dollars from people on TikTok. When he's staying with his friend, he's staying in a hotel. He told me and responded to the text message, I'm going to link the text message in here, that he was fine and that he's staying in a hotel and doesn't want to come home. He was never homeless, not even for one moment was he homeless, and I'm sorry if you gave him money thinking that he was. And you know, I was just going to let it go until I see that he's actually scamming people out of money, lying about the fact that me and my wife kicked him out after he repeatedly broke the rules of our house and I'd given him weeks to find another place. No. I'm sorry. No.
It doesn't stop there. The tall knight fired back and started to make accusations that his brother-in-law and his wife would mess around with kids still present too, even going as far as saying that they would leave their toys in the sink, which is just disgusting. Now there's a whole slew of screenshots from Discord about this beef, so if you want to know more about what happened in more detail, click on the link below to knowyourmeme.com. They did a whole in-depth thing to this. A lot more in-depth than me, so go check that out. So now that we get the homeless story out of the way, let's talk about the reason you're really here. The meat and potatoes of the video, if you will. Tall Knight is a predator. Around mid-2023, screenshots started to appear suggesting that the Tall Knight is a predator, as you can see by the sexual language to this minor he is texting. Many people started to speak up about Tall Knight in their DMs with him, and it wasn't looking good. Also, the Tall Knight had an NSFW Patreon, OnlyFans, and Twitter, where he would offer certain services, and he would promote his account to minors on Instagram. As all of this controversy happened, there was a TikTok account by the name of Your Favorite Guy who made a video talking about the Tall Knight drama and providing his screenshots, which led to drama between him and Tall Knight, but we're not going to get into that. Many other accounts would also call out the Tall Knight, and he would respond back to these allegations, claiming that they were all false.
And guess what? This is far from the entire picture of everything the Tall Knight has done. There are multiple people who haven't come forward yet, aren't willing to, and are scared of him to dox them or to threaten their life.
I said that not even 10 minutes ago, and another girl just came forward, and guess how old she is? 16. She's 16 years old. He says, "You're so goddamn beautiful. Your eyes just look so full of innocence, and like I want to protect you. But obviously that ain't gonna work, so just reject me." Telling a 16-year-old to reject him. Like, tell me to myself already so I can stop thinking about you. You have absolutely no right to be looking that precious. And by the way, while I did censor her face, I know what she looks like. She definitely looks 16. I ain't got no business catching feelings for someone else that fast. So just like beat me up or something. Text me back. I'm lonely as fuck. I believe this is the nail in the coffin for Tall Knight. This is it. The final nail. Take everything that Tall Knight says with a grain of salt. He's lied for the better part of a year. He's doxed people for the better part of a year. He's cheated on his girlfriend multiple times for the better part of a year. It's so over. This man is terrible. He's a predator.
But it wasn't good enough because moments later the Tall Knight got banned on TikTok. On August 21st, he posted on Twitter, "I just got banned on TikTok when I had 1.5 million followers." The next day he posted on his secondary account on TikTok talking about his ban while throwing a temper tantrum, and it's honestly the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That I made from views that was gonna pay my rent. But now that I'm banned, I'll never see a penny of it. All because of something that wasn't even fucking true. And now here I am again. Here I
Тронута в бледно-белом свете тонут города. Умри, если меня не любишь.
Why did bro throw his helmet? Like, what did the helmet do? The same day, a TikToker by the name of Chase Morales, I think I'm saying that right, stitched the Tall Knight's video saying the reason he was banned was because he was interacting with minors from his comment section, and their ages were in their bios. So, I mean, bro had no excuse. The age was right there. Sadly, Chase's account got banned, along with the video getting deleted, so I don't have the video, and I apologize. Fast forward a couple days, and a TikToker by the name of Professor Pippi, or Prof Pippi, managed to get into a Discord call with the Tall Knight, where in the video, the Tall Knight finally confessed that he was aware of sending sexual DMs to a minor.
So you admit you did send explicit photos to this 16-year-old girl?
Yeah, that's absolutely my fault.
Okay.
Yes, that was Tall Knight admitting to me that he exchanged explicit photos and messages with a 16-year-old girl back in May.
So with this 16-year-old girl, how many separate times did you send explicit photos? Like a separate time?
It was just once because
Okay.
she added me the night before, and then I ended up unediting her the following day.
To explain, a few days ago, a new 16-year-old girl came to me with her story about Tall Knight. Now, instead of just coming out with a story like last time, I decided to leverage this proof with him to try to gain a confession to once and for all end this.
And what exactly was it? I'm assuming it was like your...
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can hear, I got him to admit not only to this, but to even more.
I've been called sociopathic in an unfathomable amount of times in my life because I just try and see the world in like pros and cons, like a spreadsheet almost. I base my decisions on what's most beneficial.
Now, I for one have no idea why he actually admitted all this stuff and thought I wasn't recording, but luckily for us, he did. Now in the past, he's tried to lie and manipulate his way out of these situations, but this time, since we have a confession straight from his mouth, I think this is finally the end of the Tall Knight.
Bro's career is straight up over. Tall Knight then made a 28-minute long video of him responding to all these allegations, which I won't go too in-depth because there is a lot to unpack, and I don't want this video to be too long. The TikTok creator, your favorite guy, was busy getting screenshots to prove Tall Knight is a criminal, and he made quite a bit of videos on him, so if you don't watch all those, I'll link his TikTok account in the bio along with Professor Pippi's account. So yeah, I think that's where it kind of comes to a close on this whole situation. There were some things that I wasn't able to cover because I couldn't find any research on it, but Underflow's video on the Tall Knight explains it better than I do, so I'll link his video down below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this different type of content. Let me know if you want more of it, because I do got some more videos lined up that people that I do want to talk about. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Also, I had to record this in my closet because better insulation, and it's more, you know, it's not echoey, it's not as echoey. So yeah, let me know how the audio sounds. Hopefully it sounds good. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.